saying that you had a Bigfoot encounter or Sasquatch encounter. You lived right there in Virginia, is that correct? West Virginia?
Oh, no. Yeah, West Virginia, yeah. In Parksburg, yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 14, and my buddy that was with me was 16, or is 16.
Okay. You say that it was you and your buddy?
Yeah, we actually, I don't know if you got or I don't know if Tom, the first guy, he got the first message, email, but earlier in the summer, Ben was out there airsofting with his friend, Travis and Andy, and Ben thought he'd seen one, and then I sent my email, and that's when me and him went out there looking. We were just walking through the woods, and we seen one, and we didn't know what it was, and I started watching the show on TV, Finding Bigfoot, and
yeah,
I thought I'd send an email in.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, that's really a good, that's a good decision what you've done, because all these encounters, they really need to be documented for research on these creatures, because there's a lot going on. In the past couple of years, there's a lot going on with the Bigfoot community. I'm sure you know that with just looking on the internet, you can see that.
Yeah.
But if you would go ahead with your encounter, give me some details of what happened there.
All right. Well, it was like out in the country where I used to live, and there was a trailer park up the road from my house. You could see all the trailer park from my house, and from Ben's house is where we started. We walked. It's probably about a half a mile from the trailer park, I'd say, and we were walking in the woods from his house, and at first we seemed like, I don't know, it was like a den type thing. It was like made out of branches and logs and stuff, and we didn't know what it was.
Okay, so you
checked it out.
Yeah, you guys actually seen a nest or a den that they make.
Yeah, I'm like, I asked Ben about it, and I'm like, what do you think it is? And he didn't know, so we just kind of left it alone, so we didn't want to go in there, because from around there, there's a bunch of bears and stuff around in there.
Oh,
so
definitely.
We didn't know if it maybe a bear or not, so we just kind of walked in the woods, and we walked right around up in the trailer park area, because we could see the pasture of the cows from the neighbors of the trailer park. And we're just walking through the woods, and we like kind of stopped to get a drink, and we heard like the knocks and like a groan or a grunt or something. I don't know what it was.
Did it kind of sound like a deer grunt? I'm just kind of curious. I'm sure you're very familiar with a deer grunt.
It sounded more like it wasn't so much a grunt, it was more of a scream, but it was a kind of I can't really explain it really. It's kind of like sounded more like a coyote than it did a deer.
Okay. Something kind of like a howl or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm like, we both had our phones on us, and that's all we had. And I told Ben to get his out, because his had a better camera than mine, so he's reaching in his pocket to get it, and we're trying not to make any noise at all, because we didn't want, run away or whatever. And as he's going into his pocket to lift it up, he didn't realize it, but when you press record on his, it makes a beep, and it made the beep, and it just started running. But we really didn't run. It was kind of like a long walk. It took like a whole bunch of long strides when it walked.
Yeah, it kind of just kind of picked up its pace a little bit, and instead of to walk, it just picked up its pace. And that's really really common with a Bigfoot when they encounter us. They've actually been known to start walking, and then when they get far enough away, they'll actually start running. walking first. But anyway, go ahead with your story. Did you end up getting some pictures of the nest or any pictures of the?
Well, actually, me and him may be going out there this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do it this weekend or whenever we go out there, if that's fine.
Oh, yeah, sure enough. Yeah, if you could, I mean, just be careful and be cautious when you approach the nest, and get some pictures of it, and that would be awesome. If you could do that.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
But yeah, just be cautious of it. Is it the only one that you've seen there?
Well, what happened was it was like our school let out in June 8th last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was that following day, well, I'm not quite sure when it was, but Ben, Andy, and Travis were out airsofting, and it was just Ben it was Ben and Travis on our team, and Andy was out in the woods farther away. So Travis thought he'd go try to sneak up on him and get Andy. And after that, Ben was sitting there. It was like 5 minutes later, and Ben heard something. I think it was, I was just on the phone with him, asking him about it, about that one. Mm-hmm. And he said, I was pretty sure it was to his right. He heard something to his right, like walking around, and he thought maybe Andy trying to sneak up on him. So he turned to his right and looked, and it was just standing there. And he didn't know what it was, so he stood up to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that when it seen him stand up, it did the same thing as the one that me and him seen together. But the one that me and him seen was probably about 7.5 feet tall, and he said the one that he seen was probably about 8.5 feet tall.
Yeah, a little bigger.
Yeah.
Did the one that you guys seen, did it have any characteristics that stood out? I mean, could it have been, you're saying that it was a little smaller. Could it have been a female? The one that you seen?
Yeah.
The one you seen was a female Sasquatch?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know, because, the one he said he seen was really had a whole lot of muscle on it, mm-hmm. and a whole lot of hair,
mm-hmm.
and, it was slouched over, and, when it walked, it, really swung its arms pretty good, and, how they say they do it. He said he was doing that.
Right.
But then the one me and him seen kind of just, it wasn't really slouched over too much, but it was slouched over, and it didn't have a whole lot of muscle on it, but it had a pretty good bit, just not as much as the one he seen.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking, that you guys might have seen a female, but that's, just speculation, that you guys might have seen, that.
Yeah, and I'm thinking because maybe it was, because it wasn't a real deep grunt or scream or howl or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of more like a softer type. It was loud. It was loud.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard them myself out in the woods, and it's something that really gets your attention, makes you really stand up and say, what was that? So I completely understand. I've heard them myself out in the woods. But yeah, if you guys could get some pictures of that den, or if there's any way that you might could keep a camera, being that you guys seen more than one, keep a camera with you, and that would be awesome if you could get a couple pictures of one. I mean, that would really be awesome. How far away from the houses was your sighting, your encounter?
Well, me and Ben was probably about, I wouldn't say more than 75 yards to 100 yards from me and his. And the den was real close to the houses, because you don't have to, because his cousin, or I think it was his cousin, lives up on the hill, and then you go right into the woods, mm-hmm. and there was the den right there.
Mm-hmm.
But where the one he's seen, I'm not quite sure, because I forget how far it was.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't too far from where the houses are. They weren't that far.
Yeah. What is your address there, or your location? I just wanted to look it up on the internet to see, what is around you guys, like the wood situation, how thick the woods and how much, woods is around your location.
Well, I live in town now, but where I did live was Meadville Road.
Mead, M-E-A-D?
Mead and
Meadville Road. Okay, that's M-E-A-D-V-I-L-L-E, Meadville Road.
Yeah.
What's the name of that town?
It was, Parker, it's right on the outskirts of, Parkersburg.
Parkersburg, West Virginia. Okay. So you guys don't live there anymore? You guys have moved from that location where you had the encounter at?
Yeah, Ben just recently moved from there, but Travis lives out there, but I forget where he lives. I don't know his address.
The time that you seen these creatures, what time was it during the day?
For me and Ben, it was about 4:30 because we were wanting to know for bow season what times after school could me and him go and getting our tree stands after school to see what time the deer come by and everything like that. Then right around 4:30, 4:45, somewhere in that area, it popped up and we were like, holy crap. And then for Ben's, I forget what time. I think it was right around the same time.
Okay. And you're saying that this was right when school got out, so it was right at the end of spring, beginning of summer when this happened?
Oh, for Ben's it was, and for mine it was in September. I'm pretty sure it was right around Ben's birthday, somewhere in September.
Okay, around September. Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, if you guys have any other encounters or anything like that, feel free to email us and let us know. We'll be sure enough willing to talk to you guys about it, no doubt. Like I said, all these things need to be documented, and there's so many people out there that won't talk about this because of just the way society treats it, but it needs to really be documented, for research on these creatures. All right. Well, it was good talking with you, and I do appreciate you guys, letting us know about your encounter. Sure enough, do. And like I say, if you guys come across anything else, sure enough, shoot us an email and let us know. And when you get some pictures of that den or nest, and pictures of anything else, shoot them over to us. I'd like to check it out.
All right.
Just kind of be careful around the den, and like you say, I mean, if it was a Sasquatch den and possibly a bear, took it over, or something else is in it, who knows? Just kind of be careful, when you're around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, if there's nothing there, nothing in it, if you could get, if one of your buddies is there, which is always good to take, a buddy with you out there, get one of your buddies to stand next to the den, so it kind of give you a perspective of how big it is.
Yeah.
But
we can do that. I don't know. We might be able to do that this weekend, but I'll check and see. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try to get some pictures for you this weekend and send it to you.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well, just let me know and shoot me over an email about it. And I do appreciate you contacting us.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, man. You have a good day.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.